Hello and welcome to another coaching video, and in this one we have a Platinum BEL'VETH versus a Platinum KAYN, and I thought, you know what, in this channel we usually kind of keep things a bit tempered, you know, calm level 1s and typical game plans, but how do we adjust to randomness or level 1? Yeses. No, this is not the EU LCS or LEC as it is now, excuse me. Retro brain there. I've been watching a long time. And now we're on the EU server, yes, and we have a BEL'VETH versus Team Comp. And of course, now Silas takes chains. He probably didn't want to take ignites. The sign who just says, I have a shield. And now he flashes over. Ari flashes over. She's going to pop him and get the kill, first blood. The BEL'VETH here has decided to compromise herself and stick this out. And this is where I honestly feel like we need to draw the line as junglers, because you see this, right, as BEL'VETH, you see this transpire, you see the Silas overcommit, you look at this, and then you look at the clock, like let's get the timer perfected here. We see this, you look at this, you see this, you see this. There's no reason for you to overcommit to them. Ooh. There's no reason for you to fly like some kind of air manta ray and try and get in on this. Just say, okay, most likely Ari's gonna die because she flashes over the wall to kill the Silas. What can I do to maintain my tempo? Now, if we don't have enough time to go to the Raptors, what do? We just go to the Wolves. If we want our bot lane to leash, we can just start in the blue. We can exploit the fact that sums were burned, and we don't really care if the Ari dies. But if we die, if we get compromised, now our tempo is ruined, and that's what you want to avoid with, you know, in all situations. Because basically what's going to happen is, yes, we're going to try and stack up. We do have about 12 stacks of Conqueror, but KAYN's going to get the kill. KAYN's compromised, but KAYN doesn't really care because KAYN can easily now go back in and die. So likewise, if you're the KAYN, take your W. If you can do this, and do this healthily, clear it all, smite it, get a leash, drag it, whatever you need to do to survive and grab this, then go back to base. Now you're gonna come out of here with like a serrated dirk, you know, if you can get more stuff, and you can definitely go ahead and use it. Now that BEL'VETH is starting at 159. Now I chose this BEL'VETH because she has multiple games with quick wins, but a lot of games completely coin flip, like 2 and 10 giga inting. This game is a bit of a middle ground where she gets kills but she dies. I want to see how she adapts to the game state and what exactly we need to do in order to thrive and climb, of course, and carry. And we talk about all of this stuff in the Platinum and all jungle courses. Whatever you need to climb quickly and to reach your peak faster than anywhere else, how to keep building on strong fundamentals from low elo to gold to platinum to diamond, each step of the way improving every aspect of your jungling and making you a more powerful total jungler. Along with the free jungle improvement PDF that I provide to everybody, as well as weekly tips and free video symposiums and lectures. That's right. Not to mention we have copious success stories on the website, as well as one-on-one coaching, a coaching VOD library, Virkayu.gg, a jungler's learning paradise. So the KAYN basically comes out of base as we are doing our Raptors record. So we're doing the same exact damn thing, but we could have done the blue side and looked to do this, but obviously that's not very juicy lane to gank in terms of CC, so we could have just done this and maybe looped around and killed the Silas again because he ain't got no sums. You see what I'm saying? So this ward obviously would compromise us a little bit, but you know, we could definitely have a scanner. We could go base, get a scanner. 118's a little late for that, but I would still try, right? Because most of the time in Platinum, they're not going to notice these things as much, and the KAYN leaves the base with a long sword. He does his blue side exactly right, and he just loops back. You know, he's done exactly the same thing. Wolves, blue, Grump, going down. Now, you do want to do Wolves, Grump, blue, to be explicitly clear. And then if there's really nothing, like, yo, it's warded, I can't gank it, I don't want to actually do this, Virkayu, you're an idiot. Okay, well then just loop back around, do your red side and cut and gank top lane, kill the Akali for your Scion, which is effectively what she's done here, which, you know, you understand? Like, it's completely silly to go in and get an assist, severely compromised that you might have gotten anyway, which you did get anyway. Yeah, you following with me at this particular stage? Why could we not have done the blue side into this if it was opportunistic? But I will say this wasn't available when we did the blue side. It is available now. So we are getting the benefit of this particular scenario, but the KAYN has gone blue down. So we will praise the KAYN. Whoa, he flashed into a W. That was a nice disengage. And of course, the Zac will live. Blobbies, blobbies, blobbies. Well done to the KAYN. Good read, good understanding of where he wanted to go. BEL'VETH, of course, we could have just started this at 130, gone top side, and then floated back down here, sure. But she started red side, she cuts down, she doesn't finish her clear. She sees this fight going on as we're staring at it right now, and she cuts her clear short. She doesn't do the Grump, she doesn't do the blue. Likewise, the KAYN doesn't do his Krugs. You know, the bottom lane goes ahead and ins, that's fine. Which is why you want to be present for it, you know? This is why you want to be present for it, because if the KAYN is compromised from his death and so on, hey, what's another thing we could do? do the blue side and maybe go here. Obviously, I'm understanding. You understand me, I understand you. This was warded, right? So without a scanner, don't do that risky business. But if you have one, we could go ahead and try and have a look. A lot of different possibilities, right? A lot of different possibilities. That's what I'm trying to basically drive through to you here. Not all of the possibilities were possible in this game, but it's good to be aware of what we could do in these scenarios to adapt to the randomness. So hopefully you can follow what I'm saying, although it is a bit chaotic. So blue side into these things, into seeing this, into rotating, into getting face planted. Nice job by the BEL'VETH to, recover here, go down, recognize the gank, and rotate to it. They didn't really get anything, which is, that's absolutely fine. It's unfortunate, but it's fine. And now she goes back to base, gets double longsword and a dagger of doom. The KAYN is deciding, you know what, this do be a go drink a game. And we look at the comps and we say, well, there's no downside. But I would probably still like to go a little bit of lethality. I have been speaking to some other K-mains, and we have a GM one in the Discord server, and he still also likes, going Ross with a bit of lethality and Slayer just so he can gap close with Prowlers or survive with Eclipse and things like this. But ultimately, de facto, if you're going like a 3 melee comp against you, go drink a Black Cleaver, Death's Dance, more GA, Spirit Visage, do the basics. They will always make you an unkillable beast, especially in low elo. Now, KAYN decides to go to the top side here, obviously. And he leaves his ground. I don't understand this. I don't understand this. Why we're waxing hysterical about builds. You're KAYN, right? You flash bottom lane, you die. You kind of drift and snack. You decide to loop back down for your Krugs. I know, maybe I don't really want to do that. Ideally, maybe I want to just double scuttle because I know that BEL'VETH is going to fall back here. Why? Because I know that she's going to show up with 16 CS and no blue. So I know that she started top side, came down. She's going to have to do a grunt blue. You follow? Which means I know that she's busy right now and she cannot effectively contest us whatsoever. So I can just drift and snack and then boom, boom. And then you can reset. Now you can focus on the respawn Raptors and Krugs, first spawn Krugs, and do some damage bot lane while the BEL'VETH goes top lane. So we swap it over on her. You follow? And that's the kind of stuff in Platinum you really want to start to do. You want to start to recognize the pattern and domino effect of the tempo at your disposal. If the BEL'VETH decided to do what I said initially, it's like, Ari, I'm not following you into the fires of Mount Doom right there. You go ahead and die. I'm going to do the blue side and then see what's available. She would have been in a better position, a hugely better position, but she didn't. KAYN reacts and he reads it. Now, instead of going, okay, cool, I did the Krugs level 1, wasted this time. Like, this is a complete waste of time. That's my point. If you're here after Scuttle, well, this is quicker, this is quicker, this is quicker. You know that she started here and went here. So effectively, is this available? Should I leave a ward? Should I put a control ward down if I have one? Should I keep my warding totem first rotation and leave something here? That's why I like keeping the warding totem. All of these are great plays. And you're seeing there's a lot of different options to jungle. There's a lot of different scenarios where you can look at it and go, that's actually doable. You've got to recognize what's good for you. Now, if you're not going to go for the Scuttle Crab, why go Wolves? Are you planning on ganking top lane? Then let's go Wolves Grump. Then this is fine. The downside, of course, is you will give the Scuttle Crab away for free. So what he does is he does this and says, let me go take a look to see if there's a Scuttle. Why not go do this first, right? Sloop on through, know that she's going to be coming to the top side, snack this baby, and then go down here. And now, of course, you can do this, or you can gank this first and then go down here, cut in here as necessary, or keep your sequencing going. And then, of course, you'll have Krugs respawning as well. So with a bot lane rotating, he does actually go Wolves into the Scuttle Crab, but now he's in a bit of a paradoxical situation, okay? Because he's going to gank a level 6 Ahri, which, as all junglers know, if you don't have guaranteed CC, and of course, your laner isn't 6 either, why would you commit to this? Effectively forcing her to use the R, disengages. Ahri says, oh, you're leaving? Okay, I'm going to go back in. Ahri. And now the Zac shows up roaming mid lane, and we're able to... You guys got to make sure those W's are clutch, clean, and effective. The BEL'VETH in the meantime is just sequencing away, no real activity. Now the Zac moves to the mid lane again, and she doesn't know what to do. Because look at this. This is exactly, my friends, what we're talking about. Now, while the BEL'VETH cut down was great, the downside is it compromises the sequencing. So you finish your wolf camp, there's nothing to do on the map. You're like, what should I do about this? Well, I'm going to go probing and looking, but there's nothing to do, so you just waffle and waste time. It's about the efficiency. So basically what you should be doing is saying, okay, look, if KAYN did all of these things coming down and showed up here, and he shows up here with only like another 8 CS. Did he do the scuttle or did he do the blue side camps? BEL'VETH didn't even check the scuttle. There's now so many unknowns because the junglers are doing too many random things. They're cutting too much and incorrectly. They're leaving one camp up in the quadrant, which is causing them to create sequencing disparity. And now they don't know how to track the counter jungling opportunities like this Raptor camp, because now this guy is conflicted. Do I do my Raptors or do I do my Grump? That sounds like a shitty decision, my friends. I don't want to have to make that decision, which is why I go here, flex, down, down, cut. Then I can go down here directly, or here directly, or here directly, or here directly if she shows top lane. Nice options flowing in the zone, whatever that means. So, the Twilight Zone. He's going to choose the Raptors, and his Krug camp hopefully will be spawning in some sort of a close moment, but because he did the blue side Raptors red into the rotation, you know, you're looking at a severely compromised Krug spawn. So now he's, again, forced with one camp on the top side to go looking and probing. We do have the prio. The Zac does kill the Twitch. The BEL'VETH, in the meantime, just isn't being active. And in BEL'VETH mains, you have to be active. The BEL'VETH main that I featured on the main channel, who I, used a lot of... I coached him and then I used a bit of material from that, like what worked in the Platinum course directly, right? So that's I know it works. He has gone from P4, reached D1 peak with BEL'VETH this season, and now he's fighting the Diamond Demons, as it were, but he's on his way to Master Tier. He's kept himself stable, and the biggest thing was activity. The biggest lesson to him was, hey, can you 3-camp invade? Can you 3-camp gank? Can you 3-camp anything? Rather than farm and sequence and chill, because BEL'VETH is a snowballing jungler. KAYN snacks away the dragon now, hits the spawn to take a cheeky look. The bottom lane is going to overcommit again. They should respect this, but the BEL'VETH just isn't having a hand in anything. Like, if this happens to your bottom lane, well, he did one thing. If this happens to your bottom lane, okay, am I taking this? Am I ganking this? Am I ganking this? Am I stealing this? No, I'm going to do this. This red buff, it is mine and I enjoy it. I mean, what does this do for victory? Because we have a severely delayed level 6, because we compromised early tempo level 1. And even though the KAYN also compromises level tempo, he got a kill from it. Because he was like, oh, I can get a kill and assist here, that's great for me. Orbs, stacking, Thanos worth it, get some cash money gold, I farm faster anyway in a full clear. I'm okay with this trade. BEL'VETH should not have been okay with this trade. So he does take the dragon, he snacks his baby. He could snack this first as well, but he knows that she most likely wants to do this. So he gives up the scuttle crab for the wave shove. Depends on your affiliation and your addiction. I think with good sequencing and good pathing habits, that's not a decision you have to make, and very rarely will be, right? If you find yourself having to choose between Raptors and Grump and Scuttle and Wave and a Scuttle and a Dragon, you're probably making a mistake somewhere. And I think in this particular case, you can see that that's exactly the case. Ooh. Okay, are we about to have a fisting? New Quiver versus... She has no idea. She's just guessing. Place a control ward first. If you're going to do it, BEL'VETH, place a control ward first. Have a cheeky look. We're going to go in here. We'll Q. He's just going to E out. Oh, we W him out of the wall. That's very, very nice. We're waiting for the Giga Suck. Obviously, KAYN has his ultimate. We're saving our damage profile, our damage reduction for this pull out here. We're getting the Suck. Silas rotates over the wall. We do have Flash and Q, which we don't use respectfully. So now we're forced to flash afterwards when the chains hit. And now we have to leave. Now, you're looking at this and going, okay, that's a 1v1. Sure, we actually got the blue tick. You see that? We got the blue tick in the treat. And now KAYN just flashes after, says, that's my blue. Now Sion's like, but help me, team. And the Ahri shows up and says, can I give you some orbs? She will get the assist for the... No assist for the BEL'VETH, only pain, only depression. And Sion goes back in here. Do we have another thing left for us? No, Sion ult gets stolen. He runs into the Ahri. She says, that's nice. And then we turn charm and kill. So 0-1, and we didn't do anything. Now, when you go for this invade, this has to be, I'm invading you, I know you're going to be there, I'm going to kill you, take it, and get out. If I do not have the lane prior whatsoever, I'm not going to make this play. What's a better play to make in this situation? Well, while he's bottom lane, let's go do it. Like, you don't have to do your red Krugs for 6. Like, if you know he's bottom lane, shoving, you have time to, and it's not a great idea. I don't like kind of running straight across the map 10 years, but you could very easily do your Raptors, drive into this, take this, hook this up, maybe potentially get again, because you will be 6. Pull back to these things, or you can just do red. I choose Raptors because it's speedier, right? It helps me get 6 closer, but you can still red, hippity hoppity, blue Grump, hit this, do this, pull back to Krugs, Raptors. Actually, let's do that. That's better. I revise that in my head, and then if this is something possible we can do through a fight, through something, then we'll do it. I like the fact that she just swapped over and took it though. And again, the KAYN leaves his damn Grump up. Because he died, obviously. But like that Grump now is what? It should be level 4 Grump. Or it might be level 5 because of the delay, but no, level 4, yeah. When you delay level 1 takes, can sometimes bleed into that level 4-5 respawn time. But obviously because we're part of the average level, it typically should still be 4 because it's the first camp that respawns after the buff that you took. Which in this case it is. We snack away the sneaky herald there. We'll get true form from it. Now we have elongated true form as well as the void fishies. Silas sees this and is like, can I help? He's down bottom side again. Like, if you know the herald was taken and she was top side 10 years and you hit this plan for all the camps up, you know the camps are available, right? Because you just saw her. So does he levy this into any sort of counter jungling? No, right? He doesn't. Now, obviously, in the meantime, let's just kind of get the right facts here. There we go. We're doing our red. A little bit wonky. We're doing our red. We see the herald get snacked away, obviously. And now we should be going, oh, she's an herald. Boom, 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 boom. Right? Take. Now you can leave the Raptors because now we can take her shit, deny her, kill the bottom lane. She will most likely try and use it here because she's desperate. All of this is super good. So while you're doing that, okay, like just hit the plank, cue the wall. Where you going? KAYN, my friend, my buddy, my pal. What? Do you not know your champion? Over the wall. Let's go. Snack this baby up. See her there. Okay, boom, boom. I know because I hit the plant. And she died and respawned and went straight to the herald. So we know these things. We know them. And in Platinum, I expect you to know them. Again, future face, but no. You know what I mean, right? Like, you expect yourself to know these things as well. You feel like you should. And now, like, the scuttle will be there. Go this, right? Scan all of this, take this. Now we see the Silas rotating up from the BEL'VETH case, so she's like, you know what? We are not having the best game. Let's just punch this mid lane turret and take it down. The KAYN will be here in my version of reality doing this right now. So you can basically go, okay, does Lulu have 6? Yes. Does he have subs? Yes. Okay, maybe we don't dive this. Where's the Zac? He's here. Maybe it's a bit too risky. So what you can very easily do is pull off of this and collapse, right? With the Silas and the Zac. Like, you guys can 3v2 this. So there's no downside to making the right counter jungling move because it gives you the options to find the best angles thereafter. Silas chooses to stay topside. We're going to float on down here right in front of them and dodge all the spells and then ult for some... Like, why are you compromising yourself like this? I don't understand why we do this. Like, you cut right in front of them and you expect him to look at it. Now, the Zac is just showing him that Zac's like, yeah, I'm the real jungler in this game. Nah, you know, the Zac is probably more jungly than the KAYN in this particular, than either of them. So don't cut where they can just kill you. If Zac doesn't show up, you die. You get nothing at all. Now, can we finally do the damn Grump? Let's see if he bases. Oh my goodness, this Grump, the eternal Grump, untouched, unloved, rejected from his family. Nothing but a toad of disappointment. Yeah. You know what I'm saying though, right? You get it. I talked about this in the bad habits video on the main channel. I said, these are the bad habits. It's leaving a camp up in the quadrant and ignoring it 10 years. Hey, let's go for a dragon. We all go here. BEL'VETH shows up. She wants to get the true form. She is able to get it. She'll get the heal plus the damage. But will she die from this? The charm does not hit. Can she go for the wall? She has no Qs. She's waiting for some Qs. Can she use her E-suck? She can. Become ascended once more. Silas stands still and rules. BEL'VETH shows up here clearing the wards. Will the chains hit? Will he try go in? The charm misses again. Zac goes in. Now she's out of position for some particular reason. Zara goes the other way. Kai'Sa rotates and Q kill, ISO Q. And her bottom lane went here. So I mean, if you're looking at this and you're not looking at this and you're not saying, maybe I should leave, then your awareness factor is a little on the low side. Ahri has done a solid job, 4-1-1. Given the nature of this coin flipping game, her only death was level 1, so that's great, actually. Actually, look at this. See, this is what I'm saying. She walks around the outside, because if she cuts in here and he immediately turns without her having spells up, boom, dead. And the KAYN didn't have that sense of urgency. He was just like, yo, guys, what's up? He's cut right in front of them, and the BEL'VETH and the Ahri are like, okay, guess we kill. Respect the possibility of skill shots slapping you around. So, BEL'VETH leaves the base here. Let's speed this up a little bit as we enter the mid-game phase as we go. KAYN goes top lane and kills the Sion. Okay, he's by himself, so Darth Sion shall fall. Any Star Wars Old Republic Giga Knowers, you will know if you know. Can he get one plate from this? Tragedy of maximum scale. Now, we'll push this out. She does the red into the Krugs, has Kraken Slay completed, but he has Gore Drinker completed and has become Rost. 700 pound 7'5" Chad beast being created in a lab. You are not true form and you want to fight a Rast. I think I would take this fight if I was KAYN. I would take that fight. I don't know if I would take that as a base form BEL'VETH, but I would definitely take that fight as a KAYN. Zac is now rotating around. And effectively what you're seeing is someone who has made horrific pathing decisions, has not made the right risk assessment, has not been involved in games, and in the games where she wins and does well, you can see that it's most likely probably the same kind of shit, except the enemy jungler isn't as punishing, the laners don't auto-lose, and it's a definition, again, of coin flipping. That was a nice little sidestep of the W, more a miss from the Rast, who says, can I go in? He gets charmed, the Zac goes in. Zac, you have no passive, my boy! Why would you go with no passive? This just seems stupid. Like, she just got spoon-fed something. And it was... I was going to say she got spoon-fed caviar, but that seemed a bit cannibalistic. Now she's, of course, coming online because she is, in fact, true form BEL'VETH with Kraken Slayer, and she can turn games around pretty quickly, pretty easily. That's why it's important to make sure you're staying as uncompromising as possible. Uh-oh. You have to recognize that Kai'Sa will rotate. You have to recognize this, and that Zac will come out of base. It's a waste of time. I mean, okay. Okay. I probably wouldn't have done the chasing anyway. I mean, you probably just go for this directly if it's up. Okay. Okay. I can see it. Okay. That's fine. A nice little takeaway, but I think it was incidental rather than I'm going to go take this red. Like, this is an intent. But I do like the play. Yeah, this is good now. Very clearly she shows. We have the Zac not showing up. Obviously, the KAYN will be coming out of base respawn. That's good. That's good. So if this was a direct play, of course, I can shove you out, take your shit, move on to this, cut where necessary. Then that's great. That's great. But if you are a little bit uncertain, like is Kai'Sa there? I mean, Zac's obviously coming out of base. Do I not value this risk? You still have Scuttle, blue side. You still have a lot of things you can do, right? So this is the aggressive play. Talk about making a lot. Just make sure it's measured, okay? The reason why I get a little antsy when plays like this do it is because I don't think they're necessarily thinking about it. They're just acting on pure genetic instinct, as it were. So we do that, and then we fall back to the Scuttle plus the blue plus the Gromp. We see the vision being placed, and we'll do this. Kai'Sa shows up, it's like, something is a little suspicious, because obviously we have that there as well. There's the night vision. Will they fall for this? Will they go for this? Man, Zac that's a nice combo gank from the whole bottom lane plus jungle. Good patience, good time invest, well done. Bottom lane gets curious. BEL'VETH's like, I can't hang around, I need to farm. KAYN now moves into the jungle here, but obviously it should be gone, so this is a waste of time. Just hit the turret, kill the turret. Most important thing for you to do, although I do kind of like, hey, if I don't know if it's up, then I'll go ahead and take a look, and maybe I can scan away and get some deep vision. So that's, there's no real downside. It's just we should presuppose that it's gone. I guess in this elo, it's worth just saying, is it? If it is, okay, I expected it was. Just having a look. That's okay too, because there's nothing else for you to do on the bottom side, right? And this has obviously been pushed in a little bit. We could collapse on the Ahri, so I would be a bit cautious here. From the Ahri's perspective, they're probably just going to wait around. This is what I don't like. You see, I'd rather you try and do something with your bottom lane, but obviously if they want to reset for cash money gold, that's cool as well. We just want to do the dragon. We have deep vision here. Ahri has to base, so there's no real threat from us except for the bottom lane. We can start the sucker up. Our bottom lane will be journeying to us. If they show up, we can turn, so this is all solid. Forte bene. You Romanians in the chat. And then we'll fall back after this and go take our Raptors. We can skip the Krugs because we want to go top side and shadow mid lane. BEL'VETH does show up here, say, hello, I have the second Herald. Can we bust this down? We should be able to get a kill there, but that's just... All right, we do get a kill, that's great. A little bit of compromising on the mechanics, but we don't need to micro break it down. We can just say, and pull funny faces. For some reason, Raz goes way too ham and dies. So you can see that the... You can see that the mechanics and the decision-making from these champions has... they all do the same thing, right? They all make the same mistake. They just go in with bad numbers assessment, bad risk assessment, thinking they cannot play things. There's an ego mechanically that should not be there. And the difference between, say, Challenger doing this play is that they know categorically in this moment, I can 1v3, I can 1v2, we can 3v3, let's go. They're out of position. There's no hesitation. They hit their spells. They know what they can dish out. They know what they can take, and then they can deal with it. Now, this is part of the process of learning in Platinum, right? Like, we're learning this kind of stuff. But at some point, it's a little bit stupid because, like, you'll support Zac going in 1v3. You're not going to kill a BEL'VETH, who's in true form, a Sion, and an Ahri. You're not going to do that. If you are a turbo-fed level 17 Master Yi, or a, you know, like, if I'm a Zyra jungle and Giga fed, I know I can one-shot people here, zone them with plants, and probably get the triple kill. Now, if I was at a stage of the game where I could not, I just wouldn't go in. I would say, okay, look, I'm not there yet. I need to leave. They don't have that sort of, you know, built into their systems just yet. So try and focus on that as well. We'll Q to reposition. We're going to smite to try and guarantee the W, which of course it would have hit. So Kai'Sa's forced to flash. The Q from the Ahri does a hit and drag, and then the Ross shows up for a little bit of floaty. BEL'VETH now going in onto the Akali, but she's out of position. Zac is eating over the wall. She's forced to flash out here. The Akali uses Ahri, gets a kill. The Zac goes and claps some Giga cheeks. KAYN is now chasing down and zoning, but the Lulu has altered the Twitch, a classic one. Akali goes in and does Akali things, but then Lulu shields and does Lulu things. Ahri's from the front line. Zac goes back in here. He's able to CC. Ross is following up, hits the Gore Drinker. He's chasing down as well. They are able to kill the Ahri with the ISO Q. Well, not ISO Q, but the Q from the Kai'Sa, and the Twitch is super low. He has to walk away. Lulu is chasing her Big Daddy, and Sylas is in the top lane, freeing Demacia, and Sion is doing Baboos. There you go. That was good. Now, Ross falls back to this side instead of going deep. They're all dead, my friend. Go and snack the wolves. Go and snack the grump, okay? Take this shit away, because this is gone. He's shoving this. Shove this, like Kai'Sa and Zac shove this, take this turret. We take these in shadow. One person shows up, we dive and kill. We take this turret, we fall back to base, we reset. Now we can do this and float with this. You see what I'm saying? The fact that he goes from this play back into his own jungle to deal with the Sion, like, just leave Sion alone, right? He's level 12, he has ult. Level 12, he has ult. Level 12. Level 12. He has ult. What a waste of time. You could have just taken the whole blue side and your whole red side and waited for the Akali to show up and then tried to do it together. Worst case, but otherwise you just base and spend, you know, your 3k gold, 2.25 gold you probably have, and then go to the Baron. That's what we should have done. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. Always in Platinum. There's always shoulda, coulda, woulda. Like here, I was a bit unsure about the BEL'VETH based upon her tendencies and what she was doing, but she went ahead and did it. I was like, okay, nice. Now she shows up here, activates a Herald, so we see this. Now, of course, we have 1800 in pocket. She gets free camps that she should not have had. Sion is not going to try and kill the Akali here. I don't think that's going to work necessarily, because the whole blue team is rotating over. BEL'VETH is rotating over. Kai'Sa says, yo, let me go in. That's why I like Kai'Sa, because you can, in fact, do your own thing. She does die for it, though. Nice. Now we can shove. So, as you can see, there's always a pro and a con to all of this kind of stuff, but you have to make the best decision you can in the moment, and I think when everyone is dead, holy moly, then you should definitely... Did he rush? No, he didn't. Rod of Ages build on Sylas, though. A little bit disgusting, I think. Don't, like, in a bad way. I hate Rod of Ages on this champion. I feel like, you know... I don't like the item in general. I've never really liked the item. I know the healing's insane. I know. I come from original Rod of Ages, but... more of a... You know, you can do that a lot sooner with a different build. So, essentially... we'll fall back to the Dragon here. That's number 3 for us. That's great. We can use that for pressure into the Baron side of the map here. They're going to contest this. Now, the downside to us doing this and fighting is we have not gold reset, right? They have all gold reset, so we don't really want to coin flip this. No, leave. Everyone, leave. No. And that's a downside of the extension of the play, right? Because if you take all of this, reset, and then come out of here again to rotate to this, you now have all your gold spent. Maybe we could turn and fight this. But because we take so long to do all of this shit, pull back to this and take too long to do this, and people try and fight, people try and don't fight, the KAYN made the right decision, don't fight. The BEL'VETH's team made the right decision. Rotate, stop, kill. We've spent our gold, they haven't. Let's go do the Baron now. It's exactly what you want to do to get back in the game. So blue team throws it. They do this super quickly. Kali's bot side, don't contest it. But maybe I'm the idiot here. Kai'Sa's not in the fight. See, that's kind of my point, but I think if KAYN and Zac can do work, oh, the KAYN is gonna die. No, I was holding out a little bit of hope. I didn't look at the timestamp to see the kills. Like, I'm not looking at the timestamp here, so I'm in real time effectively for myself. It's just so silly, though. Everyone's just going back, like, what do we... The Twitch is the only one with a brain, apparently. I don't really want to do this. You know, it's too coin flippy. Like, we're just spreading out. Let's just run that properly. So we get the kill, okay? Hopefully you understand what I'm saying here. So now, look in pocket. We've got here not a lot of gold at all. So we feel strong enough, but they still have the gold lead and would have reset and spent all the gold that they just got from the bottom side. So we quickly rinse this Baron, right? Okay, boom, 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 done. Now there's 5 of us here. Akali is TP and there's no Kai'Sa. We know this because of respawn timer, so we could very easily turn and take this fight. I don't like the fact that Zac goes so damn deep. It's still basically saying, hey, I know my champion, but BEL'VETH is compromised. If she just goes over the wall here, she does have Qs to go over the wall and sticks with her team, then we can actually front to back this quite nicely. But she's out of position. So basically what happens is she goes onto the Silas, right, which causes the Ras to turn onto her because it's a 2v1. She will just go out the back of the pit. Ras recognizes this and therefore turns left and says, look, Zac's done, what is this champion? Done a lot of damage to this side of the map. Let's put all vision on. So now, of course, BEL'VETH cuts in to join her team and they're compromised. Red team, effectively at this stage, looking at the HP resources, just wants to leave, okay? We don't want to coin flip this fight at all because we know she's coming in, of course, Akali TP'd in. We see that. So what we're doing is we're trying to kite out as best we can. Lulu does ult the Rast. Zac goes in here. So now what you're trying to do if you're the BEL'VETH is you're trying to stay here because we need to peel off the Zac and the Rast before Kai'Sa shows up because now we still have numbers advantage. So if they split up even a little bit, 2 in the back line, 2 in the deep, they go too deep, we can easily kite back and kill. Now blue team have to disengage. We can all leave, replenish resources. They have disparate spawn timers. We can use the Baron quite well. So what happens is the Rast does go in and here I'm like, can he do anything? But the BEL'VETH does do the right thing, turn, come and peel. Now we do have a bit of an HP resource deficit and Kai'Sa will be arriving shortly. So even though that they have 5 and they have 4, it's still a little bit compromised in terms of resources. So we have to make sure the positioning from our ADC and mid laner, who are our main damage, is good, right? So you've got to make sure you're doing that peel. The BEL'VETH does take the true form. Now the Sion decides to go in. Twitch is like, I'm out. Ari's like, I have a bit of sustain. Lulu's like, I'm full HP, I can help. Now it's basically saying, okay, look, with Twitch leaving, all right, we're in, effectively, a 4v4. But the Lulu's also leaving as well. The Ari's in the back line, so these two go in 2v3, knowing that the Kai'Sa is, of course, going to show up, which she does. So now we're in a 4v2. So these two are just like, I'm leaving. Ari should be like, oh, it's a little bit dodgy. The Akali and everyone goes in on the Sion. BEL'VETH turns, and now basically, when I say coin flipping the fight, I mean this. Because you don't know if the Ari and the Lulu are going to come back in, right? They choose to come back in because they recognize, look, even without the Twitch, look at what we can do because the Sion did a lot of damage, and the BEL'VETH is BEL'VETH, right? So they turn back in recognizing this, but you as a BEL'VETH and the Sion, you don't recognize that. You follow? And that's where we're at. So now BEL'VETH is by herself with the passive from the Sion doing a lot of damage. She's going to go back in here on the E from the BEL'VETH, who's gone the classic build of just go damn Wit's End or More of my Mortis. I actually kind of like the More of my Mortis in this particular case, but I still would have preferred the Wit's End, not gonna lie to you. And now we managed to get the kill and we can chase down, but the Silas and the Kai'Sa are still alive with Ari kind of low and Twitch not in the picture. So she's gonna chase down the Zac who does have passive. That's a fine cleanup kill. Take the blue, push the wave. But you're seeing how it's just basically both teams straight up coin flipping the scenario. And from blue team's perspective, because you don't have Kai'Sa, it would have been better not to do that. And in the end, it proved to be the right decision to not do that because the red team are now equal in gold. And for some ungodly, unknown, and diseased space reason, some... Whoa, let the Kai'Sa get it, man. Come on now, that was a nice W. She pushes here with fishies and dies with this turret being killed. Like, it's so dumb. Why? Just shove and take, and base, and spend all your riches. Take all of this, right. Now we have a gold lead, denied all their camps, we have Baron. Let's do business and end the game. But instead, we coin flip the fights, we all position accordingly. And obviously, like, well played to the red team, right? As I said, they had the numbers advantage. The only question mark was HP resources, but because the Rast and the Zac went too deep, they played it well, got the numbers advantage. Twitch said, no, I'm out, peace out. He could have stayed probably, and they still overall won and got the Baron. All they had to do thereafter was chase down, get clean up, reset, and then play the next 5v5 just as well. BEL'VETH throws it by pushing and dying for no particular reason. Now Sion is going to push and die for no particular reason. Twitch is going to show up here. We don't have the Silas, we don't have the Akali, so blue team has to recognize, hey, can we do this? Oh, the Zac into the Ross backline. The Twitch is poison freeload here. We're not going to kill the Ari. We're going to hit that one for the heal. We're going to Q to avoid the Sion Q, which is great. The Zac goes back and picks up his Bobbies. Can he kill the Sion? Yes, he can. The Kai'Sa will die. The Akali is rotating. The Silas will be rotating. The Ross is alive. Ari respawns. BEL'VETH shows up. It's just an absolute coin flip fiesta of who's gonna show up next. Ooh, forces the flash from the Lulu. Now it's a 4v1. Absolute, you know, this is why in the Platinum course, I have a Platinum course, in the Platinum course team fighting section, we break the fuck out of all of these, right? We break it down at a high level, every single kind of scenario. Picks, numbers, pushing, split pushing, macro, mid-game. Like, we talk about this stuff in all the different scenarios and what you should be looking to do as a jungler, but also in whatever class you're playing, assassin, mage, tank. Because I like it, it's fun. It's fun to break this down. Because the decision matrix throughout a fight evolves. You know, 4v5, okay, we took a whole bunch of their HP, maybe we can 4v5. Ah, shit, we're going too deep, we can't 4v5. You know, like, it constantly evolves the next move. So, there's rarely like a categorical right or wrong, but it's like, sometimes you just make a play, right? So 4v5, but sometimes the Zac and the Ross will be so far ahead, they'll just make a great engaged play, 4-man queue. And it's like, oh, we win this. You know, like, that's fine to make that play. But you have to acknowledge that it's not the optimal engage at that moment without the Kai'Sa. But can I make a play because I'm fed? That's the definition of caring, right? The definition of caring is, hey, I know we're 4v5, but I'm level 18, I don't really care. I can destroy these people. That's exactly what you're looking to do. So the BEL'VETH decides to go probing on the bottom side here. Hello, Silas. I'll kill you first. And he's over pushing beyond vision line. So that's dumb from him. Akali splitting on the top side. She does have TP now. We do have numbers advantage as well here. So the Sion goes in here. We kill the Zac. That's beautiful. Akali stepping into a doom scenario. Should have kept splitting. Should have kept splitting. No reason to TP whatsoever. We'll take this dragon for free, hopefully. The guy's a machine. I like it. I like it. Tilted, chase, out of position, charm misses. See, if you're gonna steal a Baron here, as any champion, like as Volley, I would make the same play. No, I always say like assess and risk. I 99% like to go for the steal in my own personal reality as well. Go ahead and do so, right? Go ahead and do so. But only if you know that you can get out. Ross can go up and ult, Ross can Q over the wall, Ross can E, Ross can flash out, all Kayns can do that. Volleybird can R in, flash out, flash in, R out. Like, R out is probably better, just for the unstoppable, so you can't get CC'd and cancelled. But if you don't want to be, if you want to guarantee the smite, then the ult is great for the damage, right? Because you can pull down the E, R, and smite at the same time, and very few people can outsmite a volley when they do that correctly timed. And again, they overcommit and overpush and die. Well, at least the Twitch did build his namesake item here. Okay, what a game. They do have Soul as well from the steal, so it's pretty damn huge also. It means the next dragon's gonna be Elder. Zac makes the right call here. Dead Sion, that's a quick Baron. Let's go, 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 go. Kai'Sa, stop. Just, Kai'Sa, just do the... You don't need... Just do the Baron. What the hell, man? We do the killings there. We force TP from our own Sion. They took that already. It's long gone. But we now have a dead Silas, of course. Akali's at the bot lane with no TP. Can we make the collapse here? Get some cleanup? Hello? Well, the answer is no. That's why I like Ross in these particular cases. I do like his build, though. I love the Spirit Shojin. Not gonna lie to you. I do like it here. I do like it here. Not ideal, but I do like it. I like the aggressiveness. I like the fact that he got to build a BF sword. Well, can we turn this? Oh, baby. Yes, we can, and that's why we love it. Zac again. Oh! Ugh. Don't be beta, Blue KAYN. Be only Ross. That's why I use Ross for my promos on the main channel. You know, back when I got promos. Unfortunately, my sponsor agency refuses to get me anything anymore. Unfortunately. So we promote Virkayu.gg only. Now, of course, he does die and overcommit to this, so whatever happens there. Okay. Right. I'm bored now. Finally, it's going to come down to one fight. We do have the Baron. Everyone that's respawned. It should be dying out a little bit soon. I think, yeah, we got about under a quarter of timer left to go. It's going to come down to one big fight. Ari goes in, hits a charm on Kai'Sa, hits another Q. Double knockup from the Kai'Sa. The Zac is now joined up. The Lulu ult was stolen by the Silas. Used on the Kai'Sa. Silas is most likely going to die, but nice W from the Rusty boy. Sion is collapsing on this side here. And we're going to flash in there with the Twitch who was Lulu ulted. And we have a deep backline E by the Zac, clapping cheeks. Akali goes back in. Ross is going to flash in here for his W. And it looks like the blue team will just be able to thrive and survive because Ross is deep within the Ahri in the backline, making sure he can kill her. He does go for the auto Q to get that. W's the Sion to keep him in place. Sees the BEL'VETH super low. Doesn't matter, Q's back into that guy. Will leave turret aggro range, or just doesn't because he doesn't give any shits. Nicely done. What wins that fight is the Sylas using the Lulu ult stolen onto the Kai'Sa to keep her alive, allowing her to do giga damage in the backline, and the Zac and the Ross just combining beautifully. The Akali with a nice dive cut, right? She dove, cut, repositioned, went back in. She didn't dive in like an assassin idiot and die. So what it comes down to is teamfighting mechanics and obviously a lot of the early game, mid game stuff, but that's one of the longest ones we've done, but I think it hopefully was interesting. A good sample of a small taste of what you might get from Platinum courses and courses as well as one-on-one coaching. If you want to break this down in your own favor, I mean, coaching is great for this because we can just sit here for like an hour and a half and break all the nitty-gritty down with your playstyle. So hopefully see some of you on the website. Thank you to those of you who just watch this content and support it. I appreciate that more than anything as well. If you want a free jungle improvement PDF, also on the website, that's for free. Gives you game plans and how to climb and get yourself through the tough elos of Platinum. And as always, I will see you all in the next tutorial.